feared for the power of her mind, worried about what she could find.
Hello everyone, I'm out in the woods to film a collective reading, and I never did this before, that I'm talking to myself with a phone on a stick, and it's super embarrassing. So I'm really paranoid that someone will catch me out here. So I will soon hang up. So it's one of the last warm summer days here in Germany. Today is August the 14th and I'm pre-recording this for the 3rd of October, for my birthday actually. So let me see what we will find out during this collective reading. So usually when I'm out in the woods, I'm a little bit afraid of the wild boars. Actually, the wild boars are the only dangerous animals we have here in Germany, in the woods, and actually in general as well. And we have wolves since a few years, but I mean, there are no lions or grizzly bears or elephants or I don't know what. We don't have that here. But the wild boars are really dangerous, and usually when I hear some noises I'm a little bit scared, because especially here in this area, in this wood, it happens that they just pop out during daytime. They don't hide in the woods, and they are super big here. But today, the fear that someone sees me filming myself, holding a stick with a phone, talking to myself, is much bigger than the fear of wild boars. Well, that's a big mushroom growing on a tree. Actually looks like a shell somehow. So I recently found this wooden playground in the middle of this forest, but I have a very horrible sense for orientation and I'm not sure if I will find it again. But it had really big tables and it would be perfect for tarot readings. What is not so perfect is the fact that there are a lot of people out here today, even though it's Monday and usually it's super empty here during the week. People only come out during the weekends. So even if I find the playground and the table, it will be super embarrassing again to sit there with a stick and a phone, and even worse, talking to myself, looking at myself. I will be sitting there with some tarot cards. So the good news is that I found the playground with the tables. And the bad news is that my phone is overheated and constantly shutting down, which is very unpractical for filming. But I will try. A little fun in between. Ooh, shaky. That's nice. Really soothing. And time for some bragging. This is my house. And this is my car. Nice, isn't it? And this is my home Dolby surround cinema system. So I'm sitting on my table here and I'm super annoyed, so I thought it would be very relaxing to go to the forest, but there are so many people here and children are shouting around, like the whole thing that I also have in the big city. It's a little bit annoying and disappointing. Let's see. So I'm going to use this deck and not my own cards. And I'm not in the mood to speak really loud, even though I know it's bad for the video quality. But I feel so paranoid that people are listening. And yes, it's a playground, so people have a right to be here, but I'm wondering why at this time and this day on a Monday it is so busy here in the forest, and it's not even afternoon. So I'm a freelancer, and today I don't have a lot of work, but I think the normal people, in quotes, they usually work during this time, so I'm a little bit annoyed. And especially because there's a boy who's aggressive. I don't know why some children, they can't play peacefully. They constantly have to beat and shout, and it's just this weird aggression, and I quickly pick up on this, and I also become angry. Like it's a passive aggression that inside of me becomes an active aggression. I have to adjust the camera. It's not a good lighting here in the forest. It looks really blurred. But this is a very cheap phone, like it was cheaper than 200 euros, and I think I can't expect a lot. Also with this overheating. And there's a risk that the cards will fly away. And oh, there's a nice outcome at least. It's the sun we have here. So let's see. Oh my god, this really doesn't work at all. I'm sorry. Maybe I will not even post this. I'm sensing some petulance. Like either you were forced to leave something or someone behind. Or, sorry, there are a lot of insects crawling on me. And now you're holding on to something that you still have left. Like you lost something, but you also gained something. So this could be a relationship or a job, for example, that you gained financial resources from, life experience and all of that, and no one can take that away from you. But the situation is over now. You could have been there in this situation for 8 years or something like that, or 8 months, but I feel like years is more appropriate. It feels a little bit more long term, and it feels like a routine. It feels like just a reliable part of your life, but somehow you chose to leave this behind, but with petulance, not completely on good terms. So there was something that really was quite didn't go well. So maybe there was some disrespect or not enough acknowledgement, or something was unfair, and this is why you left. Could also be that you had to leave, that someone rejected you, and now you are petulant because you were very loyal in a situation and now it's over. So I had to adjust the camera a little bit and stop the video because everything looked so blurry, but it's only a little bit better now. I think I will never go to the woods for a tarot reading again. Like, this is really annoying, but at least I'm alone now on the playground. There is something that will soon arrive that you are not aware of yet. what you are aware of is that you're being trapped in a situation, like there is some kind of dilemma, but this has been solved. I feel like the dilemma is also a past card. And you just had to wait until either someone made this decision for you that you have to go, or that a situation became so pressured and so it just became obvious to you that you have to leave this behind, so that there was no more decision, and suddenly all this was blown away and you are finally free, even though it might feel like a loss in the first moment. The Emperor could represent a boss, or the person who made this decision for you, or the person that you left behind. So maybe someone was too strict, too dominant, too intolerant, too fierce, but in a negative way. I mean, being fierce without compassion is not good. And I feel like there is some bitterness in this card as well, like on the other person's side. Like, this might be a person who's not very reflective and not very emotional, but I feel like they're looking a little bit stupid now. Maybe other people around this person will demonstrate them that they actually lost you. And it will just make them feel very stupid, and it will make them look stupid. It could be that people around this person will not understand how it could come to this decision. But there is self-care here. There is like you giving something back to yourself, that maybe you have poured a lot of energy into this Emperor person, and now you're pouring this lost energy, this given away energy, you're taking it back and you're pouring it into your own cup. There is something that's being balanced out inside of you, and I feel like you also will not worry too much about what will happen next, what will come next, and this feeling of loss will only be of a very short time. There could also be a situation where this Emperor might come back and try, when they realize that they lost something, they might try to pull you back, offer you something again or something new, and you will not accept this. But there's a new contract coming in, like with these two cards. I feel like out of the blue, out of nowhere, there's something really, really positive, a really nice offer that you don't really expect. You might be working on something new already, and then on top of that, another new thing, like someone might see you working on something and acknowledge you, appreciate some of your gifts, some of your talents, and then they might offer you a contract. For just a few of you, this could even, my God, it's so blurry all the time. For some of you, this could even be a romantic thing, that you will establish something here with someone who will be a business and a romantic partner at the same time. At the outcome, we have the sun, so this is very, very positive. Like, I feel like it's a blessing that this is over, that the Emperor is in the past. Like, this is truly a blessing here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is very simple. This is just a confirmation that there is something new and something much better and bigger coming in. And it's also very spiritual, like you will feel a spiritual connection to whatever this offer is, and it will feel like it's the right thing, like it's a part of your destiny. So there is absolutely no loss in this situation, and you will realize that very quickly. Okay, here's a second spread, and it's ridiculous. Usually I think, my God, now it rolled down. it's really pathetic to cover up a comic figure's genitals or breasts, I don't know. But I've heard things on YouTube. Oh my god, it's really, there are people here on YouTube who talk such toxic trash, and they can just openly do that. But when you lay out some cards with some comic stuff on it, you have to be careful. I don't know, it's super stupid actually, so that why it looks like this. So yes, in this spread there's a lot of nudity, which is not to be taken literally. This is a metaphor for vulnerability. There is something about exposing yourself to someone or something. This seems to be very significant at the moment, like revealing yourself, exposing yourself, which doesn't always have to be negative, like exposing a dark and dirty secret. No, like exposing something that you're ashamed of, and sometimes we are ashamed of things and it's not even justified, it's just made up in our head. And when we open up to someone, it could actually be a huge relief, but the fear of opening up towards someone is so big that we don't do it. Or there's also something about becoming public in a certain way, something about you or you as a person becoming public. And this can also be, you could think of yourself as like self-confident or just at peace with yourself, but suddenly when you or something about you becomes public, you could So the phone shut down again because it was overheated again, so I quit the reading and went back. And I wanted to say that the last thing in this reading was like, maybe you felt like you were kind of self-confident, but you know, when it's about being public in some way, then suddenly you might discover some insecurities or develop some insecurities that you didn't have before or didn't you see before. Yeah, I think the camera will soon shut down again because it's still really hot. As I said, it's a cheap phone, it's 2 years old also, and it's quite warm outside, so I can't expect a lot. So far I have to say I really hate vlogging. So I don't like watching it, and even worse, filming it. Like, it feels so uncomfortable and stupid. I think I will never do this again. So I'm on my way back, and I don't know if I will record any more material for this video. Oh my god, I'm so paranoid when I hear a voice or steps. People will see me this way, like it's so awkward. Don't understand how people can do that all the time.